Hello again, this is Dr. Lueth. It is the 1st of August 2024. Now that we're in August, okay, I'm changing my focus to USA and territories, anything that might be missing person. We'll see about that. But this is not meant for certain types of people at all, okay? Some you can't do this, you'll never be able to do it, and you should be grateful that you can. So give me a sec. I barely have the right kind of stuff to work with here, but I'm making do as I can. So there's a bunch of stuff I know because you know it's just dishonest crap because people want clicks because they think that makes them famous or something. But what I'm gonna do is okay on YouTube I was looking and anything that was Canadian or from another country I just kind of skipped over. McCabe. Henry McCabe. Is it Minnesota? Okay, there's an audio that people couldn't interpret apparently, but I picked up on some stuff. So I'm going to go over the audio again. Henry McCabe, who I'm talking about, missing. Okay. Yep, this video start. Audio. I'm not going through. Bring me 4 or more. Trying to respond to something that was injured. Not Henry. He's killing an animal. Killing an animal. Then another person is involved. Female, young. That sound is not growling. He's killing an animal. It's not possible. Okay. It says, okay, come here. I'm not going through it. Then either he says, bring me more or bring me 4. That is the sound of an animal being killed. There is another party who got scared and started running. And that's when he started chasing Henry. Started chasing. Yep. I'm looking into his wife's picture now. Give me a minute. Well, that might be because they use craft. Hang on. I'll confirm. Okay. When sometimes, okay, when out and about with like a lot of space and territory, the more wide open parts in the US. Okay, I'm not sure about the actual reporting of this. Someone made this chilling scares thing. And right now, I don't know if it's proper terminology, but what I can tell you, if you are far enough away from it, cell tower, and your phone's not roaming or you don't have roaming capability, it'll say this phone, right, is right out of service. But I don't know if the actual term was if they actually said out of service in this area. That happens often, especially in wider open spaces. It used to happen when they were building the cell network, but Now, right, if you phone without roaming, the message is, we're sorry, but this phone is out of the service area. Okay, so I'm gonna watch some more and see if that gets mentioned, but it does, it's gonna make a difference what the actual message is there. If it says out of the service area, it's because it was too far away from cell tower without roaming. But I'm sure that Henry said, I'm not going through it. Bring me, he either said more or four. That sound is not an attack on an animal. That's an animal being killed and gutted. And yes. And there's female, younger, I don't know. So I'm just picking up younger than he is. And she started running, and that's when the phone cut out. That was Henry killing an animal. I'm 100% sure. I've listened to it 3 times over. Okay, so I've only watched one of these having to do with him, but the audio was very clear to me, actually. So, pretty much what I'm getting at there is that was Henry saying, right, but a phone will stay, it'll eventually just disconnect if it's too far away from a tower for long enough, right? That'll happen occasionally in larger areas, not in cities or things like that. Yep. Well, they were spiritually connected. So that's why, if she said she knows he's still alive, she was probably right. Hang on. Search party. Nope, but I think they found out afterward what he did and didn't want to say out of fear. Yeah, that was Henry slaughtering an animal. It sounds like it could be a goat or more than just one. I see you looking at me. I caught you. You don't have any power anymore. Yep, that's exactly what that is. He's he made a sacrifice of an animal, and he had someone. That someone got real scared real quick, started running. Phone drops out. Okay, but he must have been successful because the next step in that is sacrificing yourself. That's what that is. I'm 100% sure. Texas, Brandon Lawson, argument, girlfriend. Yeah, he was smitten uh, of her. Out of gas, hang on. Got a gas can, was headed to his brother's. Brandon was. Here's the call to 911. He was set up for an ambush. Brandon was set up for an ambush. Help me. Hello. Help me. Hello. That was done purposefully. It was planned for him to run out of gas at a certain timing away from his home. He left from his home. It was known Brandon was set up for an ambush. Well, because he'd been doing drugs, so right, it wouldn't matter. That helped set him up because then less people believe what he's saying. And yet could have some delusional stuff going on there. But he was driven to that and then set up for an ambush. I know that's exactly what the fuck happened. Mm-mm. But he was ambushed. He was set up. Hold on. If a person has become deceased, I can see the end of their life. Then it's hard. I won't forgive lies for a very long time. Brandon from Texas was ambushed. Purposely, yep. People would not take him seriously. Drugs, blah, blah, blah. Yep. Consistent. Okay, what do you need? Okay. Yep. Purposely planned that he would run out of gas between a certain period of time. That's right. Hold on. No, I'm not following. I'm not finding a lifeline. Let me see if I can see his death. He fell and hit his head on a rock. Man, survived for a while. Then there were people back and forth. Then that's it, lights out. They buried him in a cave, but he died of head trauma. Running, slipped, hit his head, cracked his skull, survived for a while. They weren't helping him, they were just going back and forth. I'm counting at least two people, but there had to be a third because there was somebody who dropped him off, so that's all I know. But Brandon's dead. That he suffered. Cause of death, though, was head trauma. This one's not in the U.S., I don't think. Some of this shit is ridiculous with the sound and audio. Like, Mount Shasta. California. Brandon's deceased. He was alive for a while. But at lights out. I doubt you'll find him. If you do, it might not. He's lights out. And somewhere, but it's not accessible in certain ways. Yeah, some kind of cave, but so covered. He's just totally like missing, which means likely under many, many layers of dirt and rock. The cause of death was head trauma. Running, slipped, fell, smacked the head, and he suffered for a while. They wouldn't help him. They weren't even talking about him. But at the time of death, that's where he is. Cause of death was head trauma. Oh, the Lemuri. So this one is Mount Shasta, California. But I'm sure Brandon passed away. Cause of death. Head trauma. I'm sure. I doubt you find him. Okay. All right. So we got a mountain climber. $19.99. Okay. Yeah, he definitely hit a patch altitude sickness, which is why they stopped where they stopped. It's not a normal place to stop there for camping. This is what I'm getting. But his name is Carl. He needed to descend. Carl did. He didn't make it to the top. Carl was too sick. Tried to descend. He did, but he didn't. take a trail down. He knew he was having an emergency, and he started trying to maneuver so that he could descend quickly the altitude sickness. He lost sight of someone. Then he caught sight of someone he knew. But after that, he ran into somebody he didn't know. No, he made it all the way down alive. He might still be alive. Hang on. He did make it all the way down in an emergency way. Did see one of us that he knew, then lost sight. Then, knowing he was in an emergency state, started talking to a stranger. He made it all the way down alive. Not in the best condition, but he's still alive. Carl's still alive somewhere. If they're still alive, that's much harder. And that would, no, people gotta pay me to do for that shit. But, Carl's still alive. He did make it down. He knew he was in an emergency, which is why he did start speaking to a stranger, and he made it all the way down, but not in really good condition. I don't know exactly, but I know he's still alive. He's not passed away. Carl from the summit, yet. But Carl's still alive. Okay, Leah. 98. So yeah, Carl's alive. He did make it all the way down. He was in bad shape. And yes, because it's not really like he doesn't like to talk to people he doesn't know, but he had no issue because he knew he was in some kind of emergency. But I know he made it down, and he has not passed away. So Leah, her dad passed away. Yeah, man. She was. Yeah. After her parents died, talked to people she wouldn't normally talk to. Went places she wouldn't normally go. Got scared a lot by people. So essentially, just would get freaked out, move on. Meet someone else, get freaked out, move on. Yeah, that's Brandon. Hit his head here. Slowly bled out. He's deceased. I doubt you're going to find his body. Carl's still alive. She was meeting someone, Karen. But I'm going back. Yep, Carl. Definitely deceased. Yep, cracked his head good right on a rock around here. They ignored him. They just let him lay there and die. But usually when I get that, it means he's under a lot of rock and soil. So you're not going to find him. But he's not living. Carl is. He did make it down in bad shape, but he's still alive somewhere. Okay, Leah. I hate when they adjust the photos. Yeah. Uh-huh. She was planning on meeting someone because she got freaked up again by someone. Kara went through the phases. Meeting people, becoming friendly with them, but then getting freaked out and then somewhere else. Yeah, the Chester captain. Right. She she was meeting someone. She did leave by choice on purpose in a sketchy way because she would freak out pretty quickly and then try, right? You understand? Like not feel comfortable suddenly and be like, yep. Lebanon, Tennessee. Mm-mm. Someone else was driving. Before she got to Oregon, someone she didn't know well. Yeah, Brandon. Right there. Yeah, something was wrong by then. Yeah, yep, Kara was right. Something, right. Someone else was driving her car before she got to the Oregon border. So, yeah, her sister's instinct was correct. But it, she was in one of those phases where she must have met someone, trusted, didn't realize, no, and right. Yeah. No, no. Yeah, I don't think she was in that one. Right. I don't think so. Hang on. But her sister was right. By that time, she was. Someone else was driving her vehicle. Yeah. There was nobody. Exactly. It wasn't. She was not in the car. No. Just quickly disposed of to hide it. It was ditch on purpose. Right. Right. Yeah, right. But that was there was yeah, that wasn't Leah. That was not Leah in the. She didn't. She was not in the car when it went down. It was ditched on purpose. Trying to figure out how. No, she continued on a different trip for a little while. Some of that's random forest people. She wasn't in a crash. There was no one in the car. Yeah, they did. Used the stick, jammed the stick. No sign of it. Probably broken. It's you're in sticks. You're in trees. They use a branch with the gas pedal. That's why there's no brakes. You're in woods. Yep, a tree branch, and it probably broke at some point. And yeah, yeah. The second guy, and the third, but not in second man. She wasn't like seriously thinking she was in danger. She would get freaked out by people suddenly. Someone else, yeah. Second man and third man. First man incidental. They used a tree branch. She was not in a car. No one was. Right. I'm picking up on it too. You know, it, it, in some case, she was purposely not saying things because she didn't want to be told that she couldn't handle herself or that she should, right, have that. Hmm. Yeah, but they did. There was, yes, they tried first with a branch. Uh, but, yep, there we go. That's it. Yep. Absolutely no driver. I knew that. Right, but they did try with the branch first, and then, yes, either it didn't work or they used both or something. Right. The second man was near the car at some point. And third guy might be, yeah, yeah. She may have wanted to for a brief period of time, like just be off on her own. But I know the second man was near the car. I know that. I know the second man was near the car. I know that, yeah, there's absolutely no one in that car. No one. And well, that's what I'm saying. I think they tried branch. I can see it's the second guy I can see trying to stick a branch. And I think the third guy knew where she was. And but her sister was right. By that time, someone else was driving her Jeep. But I'm trying to figure out if it wasn't the second man. But the second man was definitely near the car. The second man is the one I know, right? Did try to put a branch. Absolutely agree. No one was in that car. They were trying to ditch it quickly. And some, yes, that's random forest people and, yeah, moved into the car for a real baby. See what I'm saying? Right. Just it's sheltered. You know what I'm saying? So hang on. I'm trying to trace. She did get to see snow, cold, and snow. She's still alive. She spent a lot of time in cold and snow. A lot of it, yep, very isolated. She spent a lot of time in cold and snow. She's not there now, but she's still alive. Yeah, the second man definitely is the one who, yep, was trying to jam on. Yep, I concur. I agree. No one in the car. That's just random. Some wood people. They found shelter. Yeah, it wasn't. The third man does have something to do with it, but I am not entirely sure. But yeah, her sister was right. Before she got to the Oregon border, she was not driving that anymore, and she felt scared, but she didn't want to say because she did have a plan, but it wasn't exactly going her way. And I know after that she spent some time in snow and cold for a while. Fairly isolated for a while. At some point became afraid to even try to like go certain places. It may not have been forced on her, but she would constantly like mistrust herself and then trust herself. So she's not in cold and snow now, but since she's alive, that's as far as I can go. But I concur with that. Yes, no one was in the car. And yes, she was in trouble by the time she got to it because the second man was near the car and he was the one who tried to stick a branch. But they were trying to ditch the car as quickly as they could. I gotta stop it now. Brandon definitely is deceased. He was sent out, but it's probably not worth trying to find his body. But the cause of death was he bled out from it.